not high or down, but it's average. But when I arrive in home, my day is completely different. My heart is different. And a part of that, I am with the people who I like it, and then I can recover and be in my world with peace, to do it my sauna alone, my cold therapy, my machines, to be with the family. I think it's moments
high
that
talent and makes them truly great. What do you think?
any sport, any job, I think it's part of the life. It's like that. Who told you the opposite? They are not part of this world, in my opinion. If you want to achieve successful, it's the only way.
You've probably seen a lot of footballers, athletes.
I see everything,
Talent.
everything. Not only sports, any job.
It deserves
It's
to
the
be
same way.
put out into the world and communicate about it with someone who I trust and cares about me.
Do you ever get or feel shame about feeling the fear? Like, oh, this is so stupid. Why are you beating yourself up again? Why are you so worried about this? You should be stronger. You shouldn't be worried in this sort of a way. Because I think first order emotions are bad, but the really, really bad ones are the second and third and fourth order emotions. You know, your shame about feeling fearful, and your guilt about feeling shame about feeling fearful, and your frustration about feeling guilt about feeling
I'm like, what do you? She's like, I didn't say anything. People just tell me all their stuff. I'm like, but it's beautiful. People just feel so safe and comfortable around her because she's such an amazing, like, loving, selfless person. It's just it's her nature, and she doesn't need to be anything other than that. It's just who she's always been, and I just love that. And I'm like the protector of that energy because she gives out so much. So I try and like protect her. And then in the confines of our home, she gives me the space to be myself and be my raw self of what she saw, and protects me in there, stuck into that.
It's so funny.
You also don't want to. You want to see yourself sped into the future. What if that's a path you're on?
Yeah.
Well,
It should be a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Right? That should be the route that you want to try and avoid as much as possible. I had a conversation with David Senra, who does Founders Podcast. You know, he's broken down 300, 400 famous people from history, and he reads all of the books on them, and then he talks about them on his podcast. And I was asking him about how people do, Muslim people
from the paint shop, General Assembly, body shop.
You ever worry about yourself imploding? Like it's just too much?
Absolutely. No one should put this many hours into work. This is not good. People should not work this hard. They should not do this. It's very painful.
Painful in what sense?
It hurts my brain and my heart.
You know, there are American heroes who don't like this idea. Neil
So you have to ask them, you know, and say, really, I really do want to know. And then they'll tell you. Now is the time to take risk. You don't have, you don't have kids. But as you get older, your obligations increase. And once you have a family, you start taking risk not just for yourself, but for your family as well. It gets much harder to do things that might not work out. So now is the time to do that. Before you have general knowledge. So you at least have like a rough lay of the land of the knowledge landscape. Like try to learn a little bit about a lot of things, because you might not know what you're really interested in. How would you know what you're really interested in if you at least aren't like doing a peripheral exploration of broadly of the knowledge landscape, and you talk to people from different walks of life and different industries and professions and skills and occupations. Like just try,
do it again, do it again, do it again. It's not just there. It's not just there permanently. So yeah, it's all stick. It's all stick. The only carrot you have is like, maybe, because whenever I take these tests that are real hard, in the back of my brain, it's like, good chance you're not gonna make it, guys. This ain't you, bro. This ain't you. You weren't born like this.
He is very self-critical by nature.
That's what
He's super self-critical.
Yep. That's what flips the switch.
Yeah.
Think about it, man. We know what to do. We don't need Angie Huberman to tell us what to do. We know what to do. Every one of us. That's why he flipped it so fast. Because he knew what to do. He didn't go by your exact protocol. He didn't go by the exact, no. He knew exactly what to do. Patient about it. You studied all because you had to put all this together to create the mind to become successful. So I had to, look, God blessed me with this brain. I had to create a mind. And so in doing so, I figured out every piece of shit human being in the world because that's what I was going off of for myself. So I know why you go on Instagram. I know why because you just have the time. You have the time. Because it's with myself. Time. And the shit I was telling myself was so fucked up. It was so wrong. It was so misguided. And other people start to write that dialogue for you also. And it starts to be what you say to yourself every single day. And I started creating a whole nother warfare. A whole nother battle started becoming. I was like, oh, hang on a second, Goggins. You have these tools. You have these tools. Your life was basically the perfect grounds for training for where you need to go in your life. All the beatings, all the bullying.
Like what made you equate doing this and doing these difficult things physically to mental toughness, to being, this is the discipline that you need in order to get your life out of the situation you're in?
So I never read anything. I could barely read, so right. I wasn't reading back then. I watched a lot of movies, and I was really big into visualization. And I always equated working out to struggle. And I struggled my whole life, but I ran from it. So I started realizing, man, I got to start facing the struggle. So there's a lot of parts there was a lot of me against a lot of white people, And I have a routine that I won't do. So people who hire me to speak, I'm not going to do the routine. I often do it sometimes. And think about it. I was a 36 black guy to go through SEAL training, okay?
Out of how many people?
Out of probably, looking at probably 11, 12, to make it through, probably 13,000 SEALs. I was probably the 36, I was the 36 black guy to make it through, since like the 1940s, you're looking at almost 70 years.
Wow.
In a very over way, like you have 1, 2, 3, and then you have everyone else. And how have you kind of worked with that since you're young? Because I can imagine that your psychology can become very much like, if you win, things are great. If you lose, things are bad. How have you kind of processed that as time's gone on? And was there a time when it was unhealthy and difficult, and has it got better, or is it something you're always working on?
So on one side of things, I struggled at school, as I said, so the teachers would write these reports that I was completely oblivious that I needed healing. I needed to really peel back some of those layers. I think for people that tune into racing, you mentioned earlier on, but when we arrive, everything's set up, there is work that we're doing in the background that naturally people don't see. They just see a show. But there is an unbelievable amount of work that goes on in the background. When I talk to people that talk about how much weight you lose, they'll be like, yo, you just sit in the car and you drive. There's this huge psychological and emotional work that you're going for 10 years. And there's conversations we've had this year. People have opened up like they've never opened up before. People have cried. It's been beautiful to see.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're a far better team than we've ever been before, because we're living with intention. We're actually talking about impact. Everyone in the team's gone and had diversity inclusion training. No one's been kind of like, I'm not going through that class. Why do I have to go and learn what diversity and inclusion is about? I'm white. It doesn't impact me.
Imagination and memory. If you can visualize defeat, you can visualize victory. If you can rehearse disaster, you can also rehearse domination. This is the battlefield, not out there, but in here. And the moment you stop accepting fear's script and start rewriting it, you take back control. You don't have to feel brave to act brave. You don't have to feel certain to move forward. You just have to stop giving fear the mic, because the voice in your head is powerful, but it doesn't always tell the truth. And the biggest lie it tells is that fear grows in the dark, in silence, in avoidance. The more you run from it, the bigger it gets. The more you try to outthink it, the louder it becomes. Because fear doesn't shrink with time, it shrinks with exposure. And this is where most people get it wrong. They wait for courage to arrive before they take the leap. They wait for the fear to fade before they take the first step. But courage doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. You can jump in, shock your system, let your body adapt, and in a few seconds you're no longer afraid. Why? Because you've experienced what your mind exaggerated. That's exposure. It's not about being fearless. It's about being willing to feel the fear and still step forward, willing to look uncertainty in the eye and say, you're not the end, you're the beginning. This is how you kill fear. Not with avoidance, but